What is up, my people? It says there is no data, but I'm pretty sure. Yep, there it is. We are live. We are live. Let me copy in this right here and put this in the chat over her. Let's go. Send that out. No one is on the call yet because because they don't know. Because no one knows. I don't know if there's like a link to this or not. I don't know. Control C. Let's just do it this way. Actually, you know what? Let's not do it this way. Let's go back to El Dato card. I don't think that's how you say it properly in Spanish, but it's all right. Let's go back to El Discord. Let's just pop that on there. Let's come over into this. And my Flash Funding, which is the funded company that I'm currently using. I'm not allowed to put the link on there because I'll get all butt hurt. It's all good. Let's come over to the apes. And let's go over to the charts and type in okay. If you guys so let's do this since we're on this talk. Look, if you guys want to get into NFTs and you want to get into Solana ecosystems and you want to get into like cutting edge crypto news and all this crazy shit, you guys need to go to Magic Eden and buy an NFT. You need to buy the Bored Ape Solana NFT. Let's try this. Let's try Magic Eden NFT, Magic Eden Marketplace, right? Just type it in your Googles. We'll show you how to do it. Come over here. You go to Magic Eden NFT Marketplace. All right. This little guy pops up. What you're going to need to do then is you're going to need to set up a Phantom wallet. So I don't have it on this computer. It's on my other computer. But, ooh, look at this little guy. What? You want to come in here and you want to look for, there's the Bored Ape Yachts, but we want it Solana because I'm in the Solana ecosystem. So I'm sure if you scroll down here, you probably just find it on here because it's a very popular NFT. I personally know the owner, and he's a good guy. We chat all the time, but let's just type it in right here. We can go to Bored Ape Yacht Club. We want to see Bored Ape Solana Club, SOL, Bored Ape Beat. Nope, that's not it. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. We need to type in this right here, this little Solana deal. Let's just type in, did I spell board? It'll help if I spelled board correctly, right? That is the problem. I'm only going to take about one more minute on this, guys. I know the market's about to open, so it's okay. We're not actually going to be taking a trade right as the market opens anyways. I think it's going to be maybe 10, 15 minutes after the market opens, because I just looked at the pairs. So anyways, you get the idea. Coming here to Bored Ape Solana Club. I'm not going to spend any more fucking time on this. There it is right there. You click on these guys, and you buy a Bored Ape Solana Club, and then that gives you access to their Discord, which is this guy here, and it gives you whitelist to all kinds of new NFTs. They have all sorts of crypto shit going on in here. It is a whole nother world, my friends, once you get going into that. So let's just minimize all this stuff. Minimize. Let's go back to, okay, guys, fucking minimize. I do put a link to my dot card up there. And if you go to the dot card, this is what you're going to get. This is my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram. This is my Flash Funding, which is the funding company that I'm using right now. And it's pretty much the only account that I'm trading ForEx with right now with all the MetaTrader stuff going back and forth. Here's a couple of Discords, and here's a link to a Telegram that I am also active in. I don't own any of these Discords or Telegrams. They're just my buddies and people that I'm in with. Okay, let's cancel all this. Okay, so dirty NASDAQ. I took a NASDAQ trade yesterday morning, but I went ahead and exited out of it because it was just pure gambling, right? And I was basically hedging my bet against the gold trade that I took yesterday. Both of those were just pure gambling. So I'm not in the NASDAQ trade any longer, but we can perhaps see a little pullback up into this area because this is now liquidity. Let's see this liquidity get broken. Let's see it pull back into our area, and then we could take this south, right? So what we're trying to look for right here after market opens is something like this. Now, if you want to set a limit in this area, you could definitely do that because it might happen quick on market opens. So market opens is now, and we don't see it just yet. So this is why I was thinking it might take a few minutes, maybe the 950, 1010 macro, something like that. Well, this will hit. Okay, so yeah, basically what the game that we play, guys, the game that I play is the 78, 88.6 zone, the fib zone. I like to mark those off as my sell zone. All right, sell zone. Thank you all 4 people for coming in, Mike and Jason and whoever else is in here. That's my sell zone. Now, what I want to see before that gets hit, as you can see, we are not even close to being overbought on the RSI. So this is, by the time this price gets up here, hopefully this RSI will then be into the overbought territory. But what I was trying to say is we need to look at this area right here, these tops, as liquidity. So I'm going to mark this off, and I'm going to put a little dollar symbol on there because that is liquidity. So for me, in my strategy, excuse me, for taking trades is I want to see liquidity get taken out. So if we know that this is liquidity, this liquidity must be broken. I want to see the market take these guys out. Okay, then I want to see price get into my sell zone or buy zone in this situation, and we're fibbing this from top to bottom. Okay, I want to see, from top to bottom. I want to see this get into my zone. Now I'm actively looking for trades. I'm not necessarily automatically pushing the button, but now my ears are up, my hair's on the back of my head standing up, like I'm getting ready. Then I'd like to come down to, well, first of all, on the 1 hour, at least 30 minutes, this needs to be overbought on the RSI because we're taking a sell. Then we need to come down to the smaller time frames and look for divergence. This was a good example of divergence yesterday, and this is one of the reasons why I took the sell. We had a tip, we had a top, and this third top technically wasn't higher, but it's a double top, okay? So we had a 1, 2, a 3 touch. I always preach the third touch, and then you enter your sell, which is exactly what I did. And I basically took the price down to here when it started consolidating. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I don't need to keep this over the market. And I just took those little bitty pips. And if we look on the bottom here, on the RSI, you have a touch, you have a lower, and you have a lower. You have 3 touches right there. Actually, this is the third touch here where it's lower. So that third touch, I also like to see it right at the top of the 70, right there. And that's perfect. So the RSI divergent looked perfect. This just double topped. I would like to have seen it get a little bit higher than this point, but it is what it is. I took the trade. It was a winner. Put a couple bucks in the bank, and then I got out of the trade. I probably should have left a runner, but my lot size was so small on that one that a runner wouldn't have done me any good anyway. So just close it and call it a day. So on that, that's the only trade that I can see now. Let's check gold real quick. I am in a gold long. Let me show you how I got into this long last night. Right here on that wick, I got in right there. Okay, so basically, as you guys know, I like to see the 78, 88.6. Now, gold loves the 78.6. Okay, that's its magic fib number. NASDAQ and 30 like the 88.6. So I put a buy limit right on the 78.6. I see that the market come down and it had a strong reaction, but guess what? It did not touch the 78.6 right here. So I said, I think this is going to come back down and touch the 78.6, and that's why I put my limit there. Okay, so that's where my limit is. I'm in the trade. This was then oversold, but it did not hit. This is now oversold, but look, it's not as low. Okay, this is now divergent. Okay, if we want to see this is a low, this is not as low. That is an upward trend, which is saying as the price is getting lower, it is divergent. The price is selling off, even though the strength of the sells is getting less. Therefore, again, divergence. There is an opportunity for you guys to enter this trade if you haven't already done so. I think there might be one more, like a double bottom, or maybe one more, a little bit of a lower low. I really don't think it's going to break this 88.6. So you're gonna have to take this trade manually. I wouldn't suggest putting a limit in. Again, this is just for training. This is not financial advice at all, guys. This is just my interpretation of the market. You guys do what you want to do. I would TP1 if it were me. right around that area there, and then you let the rest go. I don't think gold's done buying up until it hits this 2040, 2030 area. Previously, I said 2230, but now I'm looking at this TP extension. It's at 2240. So somewhere in this 2240, 2230 area is my ultimate target, and I think that's when gold's really going to turn around. As you can see, we had the trend line break. I did not take that trade. I was in Denver. Thank you all 6 people for joining in. Good stuff here. Thanks, Jason. And H-Town, hold it down. You damn right, H-Town, hold it down. Signal green. And Mike, thanks for coming by. Are you recording this? No, this is on YouTube Live, so it's automatically recorded. It'll be saved on there. Yeah. Yeah, so guys, there is a potential that this could come back down and give us a third touch on the RSI. So I'm not saying that it's going to go lower than the RSI. Maybe it gives us a double bottom here. I don't know. Okay, it's not my job to know, but I think we could at least come down and touch this trend line or touch this 70 one more time. So if this price comes down and gets close to the 70 on the RSI, that's when I would take that trade, wherever that may lie in this area. So it may lie right here. It may lie right here. You know, we don't know. But as of now, I'm in. And since I opened this, my broker and took these trades with you, and I'm showing you guys the entire time what my account is. I'm not holding anything back. I'm up 1.6%. I haven't taken many trades because I was gone all week long. I was traveling in Denver. So there's my gold entry right here at the bottom. All right, this is what my funded account looks like, and right now it's apparently locked up. Okay, is it gonna let me change time frames? Okay, so let me exit out of this real quick. Let me go back in here. It's a web-based platform, not like a MetaTrader or whatnot. So if you're on Zoom. Or excuse me, if you're on YouTube streaming live, it's obviously eating up a bunch of bandwidth. Perhaps this is the reason why I'm having these difficulties. It doesn't give me these difficulties when I'm by myself, not streaming. Okay, so there it is. Again, just a $10,000 account because I wanted to try out this new platform. So we're up on the count. There's my entry at the 78.6. I don't really suggest doing a lot of marking up on the platform because the TradingView is much better. It doesn't give you all the time frames that TradingView does, and it doesn't give you the option to dial in your fibs with like what levels you want and colors and all that stuff. So it's in that aspect, it's rudimentary. But what I do like about it is if you do enter a trade, as you're entering the trade or even after you enter the trade, you can come down here to the stop loss and this take profit. You click on the edit button, and then you can see what your current stop loss is. So as you change the price of your stop loss, you're just getting a real-time value of how much money you're risking. Okay, and that also does that when you go to take your trade. So if we want to do a new order on gold, let's say, you see the lot sizes here. As I go to stop loss, I can type in a stop loss, let's just say 2150. It tells me that I'm risking $24. And as I up the lot size, you can see that the value of my risk is then increasing. So I like that because then you can really dial in your proper lot size. You guys all right? Okay, you good? Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, what happened here? Fucking headphones. Are we back on? Okay. Sorry. Wife and daughter. That's what happens when we have females in the house, as some of you guys should probably know. Anyways, like I was saying, you can dial in the lot size perfectly. If you know where your entry is, which is now, you can actually do a pending order as well. Click right here to the top left, pending order. You can then type in the price that you want. Let's say 2170, for example, and then your top loss is 2150. Right, we'll risk 200 pips in that situation. You can then dial in your lot size perfectly for your risk amount, and you know that you're supposed to risk like around 1%. So as I come up, at a 0.05, that's exactly 1% of that. So I do like that, and then same thing with the take profit. Right, once you dial in your take profit, let's say it's 2240, 2230 will be conservative. We'll know we're going to get 3%. So we're now risking 1% for 3%. and that's kind of cool. I like seeing that there. MetaTrader didn't actually give you the values as you're dialing that in. Once you have your trade in, for example, let's go out to the 4 hour. You can see here's my stop loss. I can manually click and drag my stop loss up and down like you can on MetaTrader. So that is good. It just doesn't show you the value of the stop loss as you're moving it. You'd have to come back down here, click this little button again, and then it would show you the current value of where your stop loss is. So that's just, a little bit different. Again, this is a platform for taking your trade and setting everything up. I wouldn't say this is the best platform for doing all your technical analysis like we do now, right? So there it is. There's what it looks like, and there's how easy it is to use. If you click on the open trade, it automatically goes to that chart. So let's say the closed positions, right? And let's say this is the gold that I lost yesterday. Like I was just screwing around. If I click on it, it goes to the gold. If I click on this NASDAQ, it'll then go to the NASDAQ, and then it'll show you. We can delete this. It'll show you what the trade was. So there's my entry. There's my exit, right? So you can go back through your closed positions and touch on them, and it'll show you, which is kind of cool because now you can screenshot this. Okay, if you can right click, you can go to screenshot. You could do the entire image or just a specific area if you want. And then now you can click right here. It says copy at the top left. You could print it. You could share it. You could do whatever. Which is kind of cool. This has the entire information on it, or you can just expand the screen, which gets rid of the the particulars down bottom, and then screenshot again the full page, or you could do just one particular area if you're trying to just do that, right? And then you can say copy, and then now you could paste it to your social media or do whatever you want to do, which is kind of cool. MetaTrader also allows you to do screenshots, but it's not quite as easy, and you can't do particular areas like I just showed you there. So that is kind of cool. You can go to your closed positions and see exactly where you're at on there. So back to the open positions, I click right here. Now it's going to take me back to the gold chart and show me my current entry. And then you can use your mouse to scroll in and out. The only thing is, I said, they don't have multiple, they don't have a 3-minute time frame. They don't have a 2-hour time frame. Some of the things that I like to use. But hopefully that helps you guys out. I see we're dropping people. All right, we only got 2 of us on here. No big deal. So yeah, that's what we're looking for today, guys. We're in the gold buy here. We're just waiting to see if we can get a push on the NASDAQ, and I don't see much volume happening. We can double check. I don't think there's any news today. Bored Ape, let's get out of here. Let's go to the economic calendar. And Friday, bar. I mean, these guys don't really pull a whole lot of weight. Monday, we do have a couple red folders on Monday, new home sales. Tuesday, Wednesday, not much. Thursday and Friday is usually where the heavy hitter news is, and it's jobless claims. All right, so we got some news there, and then goods, personal spending core price. Okay, so the Fed Powell speech again. That's going to drive some fucking volatility. So again, I would say then look for a little bit of volatility early in the week, and then maybe start to dud out, waiting for this Fed speech and this big news on Friday. So we kind of have to know that going into the beginning of next week. So then what you can see, if this is Thursday, this is Friday, this is starting to sell off. I would say look for continuation to happen through the first part of the next week, right? And then maybe start to go sideways for Wednesday, and then look for buying opportunities come Thursday and Friday, because if the news comes out and the Fed chair is going to speak again, I mean, look what happened last time he spoke, right? A couple days ago. Yeah, we saw this, right? So there's nothing saying that this isn't going to do its retracement and get down into a buy zone. So if that's the case, and we kind of have that in the back of our head, what we need to do then is fib this top to bottom and know that perhaps in this area right here is our next buying opportunity. And if we look at our strategy, let me just delete some of this stuff to clean it up. Our strategy is saying that we need liquidity to be taken out. Well, look at this big order block right here. There's a lot of people with a lot of trades right there that bought off that Fed speech, which means they have break evens or they have stop losses. They have something in this area. Perhaps they're trailing their stop loss. So if they're buying here, that means they need to be selling when they hit stop loss. So for every buyer, there needs to be a seller. The market is going to want to push down, take all these guys out of their trades, make them sell, and the banks will then buy up the other side of that to push this up higher. All right, that seems to make sense in my brain. Yeah, got to get set up on another platform. So what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just going to start trading funded accounts for now. The risk is super low. You can get a $10,000 funded account for $100. You can get $100,000 account for like $700, right? And with the $100,000 account, you could trade all month long. With the $10,000 account, you could trade all month long. And if you lose and you screw up, you lose $70. But if you win, now you're taking 80% of $10,000. Like you have the possibility to make some money. Now I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I got screwed out. I was with such and such funded account. They took my money." Well, first of all, no, they didn't. It's not your money. Right? That $10,000, $100,000 account, no, it's not your money. You passed it, right? And perhaps they should have paid you, and they didn't. But at the end of the game, at the end of the day, you kind of knew. And so what you really got to do is trade a big account, and you got to trade, and you got to win, you got to experience all the emotionals, ups and downs, and you got practice, and you only lost your buy-in. So you had all that money sitting in there, but it was really never yours to begin with. And so that's kind of the way I think about it when it comes to these funded challenges. I just started a $10,000 funded account. It cost me $80. If I lose the account, who gives a shit? I lost $80. I can make that back on my account in 5 minutes. Or less, right? So I get to trade a $10,000 account, which is very, very low risk to me. I'm risking $80. But on the other hand, if I start making payouts, then the risk reward is there. And as traders, we need to realize that, right? We are constantly doing risk to reward calculations, and my risk to reward calculation said I should have stayed in that fucking NAS cell as it's trending down. And let's see what Goldie's doing. That's technically true. Yeah, I mean, if and also too with my flash funding. Okay, let me explain this to you guys. Let me show you. I don't want to explain to you. I'm going to show you. You come on to their my flash funding Discord. This is straight up what happened to me. I was posting my dot card information on here and said, "Hey guys, if you want to trade, I'm doing live trades. Here's my dot card. Here's my YouTube." I got kicked out of my flash funding because they were warning me, and I didn't know they were warning me about posting links, external links, which is quote unquote. They think it's promoting something, like I'm promoting something, and I DM'd the CEO on here. I said, "Hey, I got kicked off. I didn't know if it was by accident. I joined back on. Do you have a problem with me posting my dot card?" He said, "No, I don't think anyone will have a problem with that." I said, "Okay, no." I posted it again. Well, guess what? I got kicked off. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? So this guy's name is Blake right here, right? Blake, CEO. And I'll show you. Come on to my DMs. There's Blake, CEO right there. I DM'd him. "Hey, Blake, continued to post mine a few days ago. So I'm not, I told him I'm not promoting nothing, he said, "I'm talking to Kyle about it right now. This is the CEO of the company. No problem. Ask him to bring you back. Try it now. Just try not to post YouTube." So he told me, "Okay, I won't post my YouTube links anymore." That's the CEO of the company. And guess what? I got back into their Discord. There was a misunderstanding there. We worked it out, and now we're good to go. There is, had it on the old platform when we had MetaTrader. I was a funded trader with them guys, and once you do become fully funded and pass your things, you get into like another chat, like a funded chat with people who were funded. Because I got kicked out, I got to pass this next challenge now to get back into that account, back into the other side of things. But this is the funded company that I'm using now. They're constantly offering discounts. The CEO is on here giving you all the updates, telling you exactly what's going on. There's no surprises. You can DM him personally, which I just showed you I've done. There's no reason for me to throw any sorts of shade at them, or no reason for me to not to trust them at this point. They seem to be good to go. And they have a thing right here that says post your payouts, and this is where all your people are posting their payouts. And I know my boy Jordan, who has this Discord right here, Wolf of Profits. This is Jordan's. He's been there for a while. He's like probably one of their number one traders. And this guy he gets his payouts all the time, right? He posts their stuff on there. He gets payouts all the time. I know him personally, and he's gotten payouts from him. I'm just now starting with them, so I haven't gotten a payout yet, full disclosure, but we're looking to do that pretty soon. So that's the funded company that I'm using. They're American. He's American. He fucking lives in Missouri. Yeah. So here we go with that Goldie buy popping off again. So let's just look at how I took the Goldie buy. Right, it's just a fib, man. It's just a fib, top to bottom, and I saw it overbought. Okay, so we know that our buy zones for the fib are 78.6, 88.6. We know that gold's favorite fib number is a 78.6. So that's exactly what we did. This is not fucking rocket science. This is the easiest trade. There's the bottom. It did not touch. So I said, if it's going to come down one more time, I'll jump in. I'll put my limit right on the 78.6. It touched and it went. So if we throw some sauce on this, we have the oversold RSI. We also have what's called a breaker block. Okay, this is my boy Mario. This is him. This is his terminology. But if we have an order block right here, we have a consolidation period where the market is collecting orders, which is very obvious, right? I mean, look at how it just consolidates, went sideways up here. It's just collecting orders, not doing anything. And then guess what? News dropped and the fucking top blew off this thing. Okay, this then is the order block that led to that gigantic buy off. This is where all those trades were placed in this block that led to that buy off. I can't describe an order block more clearly than that. It's pretty simple. That's an order block. All right. So what this price has done is just come back down and retest the top of that order block. Where's that wick? Right there. There's that wick, which is right at the top of this order block area. All right. And it's the fib. You just come down, retest the quarter order block, and now gone. So there's our entry. If we didn't catch the trend line break, which I didn't because I was traveling in Denver, and I didn't catch this one, which is cool, I had the confidence to catch it the second time because this wasn't the 78.6. It didn't give us a full, in my opinion, a deep enough retracement into the top of the order block, and it didn't hit the fib. So just draw your fibs, have confidence, all right? And if you go by the fib life, look, I'm fucking fib life. I need to make a shirt. You're entering here. You have a solid stop loss. Your TP1 should at least be the 23.6, which is going to be the next order block on the same high, on the higher. Now we have the nuts to hold for 400 pips. And one of my guys the other day I was mentoring, he's like, man, I've never hit a trade for 380 pips. And we hit a trade for 380 pips the other day, like it was easy. Like he's never held a trade that long. And with the fibs, at least now we have the confidence to say this should at least be our TP1 because what, guys? Look at this consolidation area right there. I mean, actually, you could say this is the higher things consolidation area. I want to tighten that up just a little bit. Probably make it more like this. Bring this down just a tad. But this is, look at all these candles in this area. Well, that's right in the middle of the 236. There's a very good chance this is going to turn around right there. So we'll TP1 there at the 236, right? We'll TP1 there, and then we'll let the rest of this go. 30 is not shit, man. I don't see nothing on 30. I don't see nothing, man. I mean, the only thing you can do, there's no structure, right? There's no structure. That's so bullish that if you didn't catch that buy, I don't tell you, I didn't catch it. I wasn't even looking at it, to be honest with you. I haven't been looking at 30 in a while. But really, this is what I think. I know that a lot of people we trade with are trendline people. All right? And you could say that there's the beginning of a trend line, but there's no sell any fucking time soon on that trend line. What I would then think is needs to retrace, and then it needs to come back up and find a top, okay? And it's probably going to do one of these, and it needs to find that top, okay? So if you're going to trend line this, then you should draw your trend line to when you have a first good retracement. This needs to come down and give you a good retracement in this area. All right? In this area. Now you can at least have a better trend line to draw off of. You'll want this thing to consolidate and then break, like I said, okay? So we can look for that sort of thing. It's going to be hard. It's just, I mean, we just don't have no structure. That's the problem. So then what we can do is we can do a couple things. We can wait for that trend line to break. We could wait for this thing to come back down and touch the top of this order block. And so there's multiple entries, but they're all down here. You could fib this from top to bottom and know that it loves the 88.6, right, which is right at the top of this trend line. I mean, excuse me, right at the top of this order block. So there is a trade opportunity there. But I caution you against this. And I haven't seen what the market's going to do all the way. But I think the real trend line, or the real fib, is from here to here. I see comments. Just give me a second. I think this is the real one. So if you take this trade right here and you lose this trade, okay, and this hits your stop loss, know that the 88.6 is right there below it, and this is probably the real trade right there. So you can try this trade. It's worth giving it a shot because it's such a bullish market. It might not retrace all the way down. So there is an opportunity there. Okay? There is the opportunity. But if you do that trade, what I would like to see is this. I want to see this come down and give us a bottom and then start to consolidate, maybe come back up here to the 236 and then come down and then pop off. Because if it does that, what you're going to have then is a consolidation area, and then you're going to have liquidity sitting below this consolidation area here. All right? And so if all of these things happen, which are very, very possible, then you're going to have this price come down, take out this liquidity, then it'll find its fib, and then it can pop off. Okay? If that's a long ways away from now. But what we have right now is this as liquidity, this area as liquidity. So that's why I'm not super keen on taking this entry right here early, because we don't have liquidity set. For me right now, what it looks like right now would be this. All right, and you'd want to take your entry down here at this after this liquidity has been taken out. All right, so that is the better trade. That is the safer trade, but we're a long ways away. 30's not doing shit, not right now. So I'm not even looking at it. Okay, now what'd your comments say? Nas retrace. I figure I'm getting away from TL. Yeah, I don't like trends loss. This fucking stop losses are too crazy. And you're saying the NAS is retracing to our zone? Yeah, we still got a ways. I was hoping that this market open would give us that push right off, and then it's just no volume right now, you know. But that's really the only trade. Again, this is my strategy over and over again. I want to see the liquidity get taken out. I want to catch a fib, and then I want to get in there. And the reason why is this is now giving me a good stop loss, right? I have a very defined stop loss. I have a very defined take profits zones, and I want the liquidity to be taken. What it really does, guys, it really just keeps me out of shitty trades. It keeps me out of taking trades in the middle of no man's land. It keeps me out of a lot of trouble. If fibs have done nothing else for me in my life when it comes to trading, it keeps me out of shitty, bad trades. It makes me be patient because I am not taking a trade unless it hits the 78.6 area, right? Maybe I do a couple pips below, like right about here, right? Like I have been known to do that because I'm not going to miss a trade over 3 pips. I'm going to fucking miss a banger over 3 pips. So perhaps I'll go a little bit early. It just depends. But I'm not taking the 61.8 trade. I'm not taking a 50 trade. I'm sure in the fuck not taking a 236 or a 382. You know, I'm not taking those trades. There's just no way in hell. And so it really helps my discipline. No volume with the PAL speaking this morning. Well, he already dropped the bomb last week or earlier this week. I mean, the bomb's already been dropped. The news has already been dropped. Honestly, truthfully, I don't even know what he fucking said. I haven't looked it up. I don't even know what he said about interest rates. I'm thinking he kept them the same. Put in the chats. What did he say the interest rates? Did he raise them or lower them? Again, I've been out of town. I've been traveling back and forth to Denver, doing this and that. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to go to North Dakota next week. And then April's going to be crazy. In April, I'm pretty sure I got to go to Florida. And then I might have to go back to Denver. And then I'm going on vacation to Dominican Republic for a week. So I don't know what the hell's going on in April, but I might be on the sidelines for the majority of the month of April. It's all good. It's all good. This fucking trade right here is all good too. And everybody, look at that. So that's what I'm talking about. So now where are the sellers sitting, right? So if we're buying, where are the sellers going to be sitting? So I know where to get out of my trade, right? So where's this fib? Bottom to top. Again, what did I say? Gold likes a 78.6. We draw out this order block, look at the 78.66 right in that order block. The 236 is right there. So maybe I take my TP right before the 78.6. See how these lines, see how this shit just matches up? The order block is where the 78.6 is. So there's a very good chance that there are sellers sitting right there and they're going to sell. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my TP1 just short of that, where the 236 is, right in that 50% of this order block. And dude, that's a trade. That's a 400 pip gold trade. If I can hit this, I leave a runner, and if it comes back and knocks me out, I still hit 400, but I leave myself the chance to really hit the rest of these pips. Yeah, I don't know what he said either. Fuck it, who cares? The news already been dropped. It's going to be, I'm guessing he's not going to raise interest rates, and sure in the fuck didn't lower them with the way inflation is. I'm sure he just said it's going to be the same. I'm like, pretty sure. If he'd have raised interest rates, I think fucking the news would have been going bonkers and I'd heard about it. So the fact that I haven't even heard anyone say anything about it means he's probably sitting on his hands. So that's it, guys. That's our trade for today. That's our entry strategy. That's our exit strategy. There's gold. 30's doing nada. NASDAQ, we might have a chance, but there's just no volume. Today's Friday. So if there's no trade by this time on a Friday, this thing's going to go fucking sideways for the rest of the day. People have already, they've already made their money. Let me look at that. They've made their money. They're starting to take their profits. That's why this thing is starting to sell off. Supply and demand, right? It's extra supply, so this thing is dropping. There hasn't been the demand kicking yet to buy on a Friday. People have took their fucking money. Those big Wall Street bankers are buying fucking Lamborghinis and probably doing blow in champagne right now. And that's what happens in New York. And that's exactly what's happening. So there's nothing left to do for the rest of the day. Just let this gold do what it wants to do. And that's it. We'll get you guys, unless you guys have any questions, I'll be on here for another, let's say, 30 seconds to 1 minute. You guys type in any questions y'all might have, any other pairs, any strategy. And if there's something that you guys don't understand, I pretty much know all the technical analysis parts of the game. So if you don't understand something, how something works, put it in the chats, and this is going to be our chance right now for me to explain some shit you don't understand. So go ahead and go. Yeah, speaking of enjoying the weekend, it rained its ass off last night. I mean, it's fucking torrential. And so, yeah, there's no fishing this weekend. The boat's going to stay in the storage. As a matter of fact, I need to go over there to the storage yard for the boat. But my wife and I are going to go to Costco in like an hour north of here to buy a swing set for my daughter, because apparently in Houston, every single Costco sold out of them. So there's one like an hour north of here. GJ, man, I haven't looked at GJ in a fucking minute. Let's look at GJ. My strategy still plays the same. So, I mean, the only thing, some of these pairs, well, it looks like my strategy would have lost that last trade. It's all good. Let's come out to the daily on GJ. Let's see what the fucking daily looks like. Okay, you know what? Let's just delete all this shit. Just start from scratch. All right, so we're obviously bullish, right? That's pretty easy to see. And even though I'm not a trend line trader, I like to just put them on there so I can just kind of see about where we're at as far as the trend is concerned. And then I like to do some of this stuff. I like to mark off this. So I see that we have a zone there. Let's come down to the 4 hour. On these pairs, I like to stick to the higher time frames and see what's going on. So then we're in a bullish trade, so we're looking for buys. We can fib this top to bottom. All right. Now, you have to make the decision on if GJ loves the 61.8. I need to probably backtest GJ some more, but look at this 61.8. All right, the magical, most powerful fib is a 61.8. And there is a trade. You could probably put a stop loss in this area and go there if you want to try that, which makes perfect sense, because then, look, you have the top of this area. That's going to be like a zone, right? Break and retest. You have the order block sitting right there. So you're just playing the retest of the order block. All right. You have that area there, but you do have this order block below. So there's going to be two entries here. You could pop that first one and maybe perhaps you under leverage that first one. All right. You don't shoot a full bullet. And then you could look for a second position down here at this order block right here. All right. Because there's the other order block. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see, and this applies to anything, man. You want to see some of this liquidity get taken out. It's either a double bottom or a straight up taken out. All right, so you could play this 61.8 test and go, and then know that you might go in some drawdown. So then you have another bullet sitting in this area at one of these fibs and go. Right now, you would under leverage your first position so that you still have another bullet left at the second position, and then you could do like a full lot, so like a half an entry here and a full entry here. Now, so then what you could do, make sure you don't over leverage. But let's say this is a 0.5% and this is 1%. You're in for 1.5%, which is not a big fucking deal. Okay, you should be able to risk that. If you'd like, as this then comes in, let's say the second one triggers. All right, as this one comes back up, you can then break that one even if you want, and then break that even, and then go. Okay, so then what you would have done then is you're in the trade up here at the 61.8. There is no more FOMO. You're in the trade. Okay, if it goes against you, you have more bullets to have a better position. If it doesn't go against you and you're in profit, then you want to fucking trade, right? So you've eliminated FOMO. You're in a trade. You're not over leveraged. Everything is good to go. You're going with the trend. Everything makes sense. Your psychology is on point. You haven't fucked off. You haven't done nothing. If you lose the trade and it comes all the way down to here, it is what it is. If you take the second entry and you lose both of these, well, guess what? It's okay, because you're not always going to hit it, but you haven't over leveraged and you made the right decisions and you stuck to your game plan. You stuck to your fibs. Shit happens. It's okay. What you would do then is saying, oh, well, that just broke structure. If this trade loses, it will have broken structure. And then what do? You wait for the pullback and you fucking take a sell. You're done with buys. And now you know, hey, the trend's turned around. Now let's look for buys. Now you'd want to see this RSI. Obviously, as it gets into this order block, or this order block is going to be lower, I like to see the RSI oversold. Look here, oversold in the 1 hour time frame. So what you could very well be doing is watch GJ over today and over Monday and see if you can get the 61.8, because by then you're already oversold and perhaps this is going to start to be divergent. You need to do this with all pairs. Okay. Now it's going to perhaps start to get divergent. All right. And then by that time, let's erase all these other red lines. So this is where the patience games comes in. All right. A little push up, a little push down, a little push up, a little push down, and then bang. All right. And then bang. You want to see this one touch that 70%. I like to see 3 touches, as you guys know. 1, 2, 3. Take the trade right there. You should be in safe. I mean, technically your stop loss should be way down here, but if you want to do it right there, then that's up to you. But knowing that that is probably where your second entry is going to be. So I don't like doing that. If you're going to take this entry here, put your stop loss down there. Just don't over leverage, and then know that you have another bullet to pop one, and you can get into a better position. But GJ's setting up for a buy. You could also do this. Come to the daily time frame, reset this, and go to the line chart. This is Q Banks has a whole video on this. All right, this is me straight stealing it from him. Look for ups and downs. Okay, you see how this? I don't like using that tool. You see how this up is damn near close to that up, which is perfect on this up, perfect on that up, and perfect on that down. This is clearly a zone of support and resistance. Okay, now I'm not saying this price is going to get all the way down to there. But if you did take this 88.6 and it does find this, you're in just a little bit of drawdown. So perhaps that's where you need, you're at the 88.6 now. And now look where your stop loss is, right below that. So if you want to be super patient, wait for that. I think the 61.8 that we were talking about up here is better. And if also we can come to a smaller time frame, I don't suggest going smaller than a 4 hour, but we do this same thing on a 4 hour time frame. Let's just delete all this shit so we can have a clear picture. Right? You can come down to the 4 hour time frame and look for the same thing. Grab your horizontal line and look for ups and downs. All right, so there's a good clean down. There's up. It misses this up, but it does hit this up. It does hit that up. It hits this bottom. It hits that top. You see, right? That looks like a pretty good spot. Perhaps we can just dial this in just a tad. And so if they're ever overlapping, I like to split it 50-50. Like this one, a little bit above. See how it's just like splitting these ones? You get it as close as you can to perfect. All right. Look where that line then is, right above the 78.6. So again, it's telling me that maybe there is an entry right in this area. So My theory still plays the same. Now let's look at this one. Let's move it up to this bottom. Let's look at this one right here. So now we have this top, we have this bottom, we have these tops right here. That's right at the 61.8. Perhaps we could just dial this up just a little bit more, right? So now this top meets these tops. It, doesn't hit this bottom perfectly, but it hits this bottom perfectly right there. So that's it, dude. So look at that. There's two different entries. We've just confirmed that there's an entry right there, and we've done it by doing that, there, a little bit of a hiccup there, and right there. There's a clean zone right at our 61.8. I hope this is helping you. Who asked for the GJ Splack Valley? I hope this is helping you. If you're following and if you're learning anything, please let me know. If this makes sense, please let me know. If you don't understand it, please let me know. Maybe I could put some other word it differently. But for a GJ trade, and this is, guys, this is what I think you should do on all of your pairs. Break this shit down to the daily, see where it's growing, start to put your fibs in, start to look for these zones. Where's the RSI going? Blah, blah, blah. You're seeing it real time. I haven't looked at GJ in weeks. This is what I would be doing. I'd be waiting for that GJ trade right there at 61.8. Did that help you? Does that explain to you on the GJ? Okay, good. So let's delete all this shit because I don't need all this stuff on my thing. I really don't even trade GJ that often. Let's just go back to candles. Let's just go back to reset our view, and we'll just put this on here. We'll put this on here, and next week we'll check and see if it matched it up. So that's not where the fib needs to be. The fib needs to be what, right here? Nope, that's not it either because that's not the 61.8. So let's go to the bottom. So right there. So we're going to put this on here, and we'll just let this marinate and see what happens. Again, we want to target the extension, the 236 extension on this one. We'll just put this on here, and we'll see, and we'll put one more on here because we called out basically two different entries. We'll make this one smaller, and we'll put this other one right here at the 78.6, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if it does to the 78.6, here's the thing too, guys. If it has a shallow retracement to the 61.8, don't expect it to hit all the way up here. Take your TPs of the 236. If it comes all the way down here, then you can expect a higher TP. My wife is text messaging me. Jeez. Okay. Anyways, okay, that's it, guys. GJ is BAE. That's your before all else. Pretty sure that's what BA stands for. I'm 44 years old, so I'm not really tuned all the hipster fucking acronyms. But anyways, all right, guys, that's the call for today. I hope y'all learned something. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please do all that stuff. This is just for training. It's not financial advice. All right, guys. If y'all have anything else, if y'all have any other pairs, y'all have any more questions in the future, please feel free to come on here just like Splack did and ask some questions. We'll break them down. We'll do our best to explain. And again, I don't sell any courses. I'm not selling subscriptions. I'm not selling signals. I'm not doing none of that. If you guys just like the fucking channel and subscribe, I'll get a bunch of followers, and then YouTube could pay me. I don't need y'all's money, right? I'll get it from hopefully advertisers on the YouTubes. So I appreciate that. You guys have a good weekend. Go do something you love. Put the charts down. Look at the sun. Turn the music up. Roll the windows down. Enjoy your fucking lives, guys. All right. When should trade when you're in the DR? Yeah, fuck. I don't know about that. Are you in the DR? DC, I think you have my shit. Hit me up on the